Season 2022 has been reasonably successful for Shell V-Power Racing Team.
Overall, it's been positive.
Certainly achieved some great things.
Difficult because we thought we would be a bit better following the end of last year.
One of those ones I think of a few ups and downs. I mean, that's sort of a speech out of the old playbook.
Second in the team's championship, both drivers in the top 5 in the championship. We regularly competed for race wins and won numerous races throughout the year. And we also finished in the top 4 in the Pertec pit stop competition. So overall, reasonably successful.
Certainly achieved some great things, some amazing memories, hit some really good form.
From sort of 2021 to 2022, we feel like we've improved on car 17. We've taken a step forward, but we're also left wanting more. Feel like we left a bit on the table there.
There were some really high moments in there and a lot of moments as well that we wish were better, but the general package and our competitiveness was quite good. We lost our way a little bit with a couple of things, but we ended the year on a high.
I think Anton and our cars, are very strong at Sydney, which probably gave us too much hope for this year. And so all of a sudden, we were not as fast as we were in Sydney last year. So somewhere, a difficult year somewhere, in my opinion.
To be honest, the win in Perth didn't really have an effect in any way. It was an enormous relief to get a win because we'd been so close on so many occasions.
The win in Perth was really interesting because there've been other events where we've been on the cusp or we've been right there to take the win. And finally at Perth, everything sort of fell into place.
Last year, start of this year, had so many second positions and didn't change my mindset. I just kept doing what we were doing.
And I'd say it wasn't so much a confidence boost, but more of a reset, and allowed us to tick that box and move on, and then refocus on doing the best job that we can at the events going forward.
Yeah, it probably took a little while to get our first win on the board for the team. You know, with starting the season at S&P, we're pretty fast, and then blown tyres in AGP, and a couple of things on the way which we said, oh, we could have won that race, we could have won that. So it wasn't like we were in a position where we didn't deserve race wins. It didn't really change our mindset. We generally rock up to most tracks thinking we can do it, and if we put our best foot forward, we're in for a shot, and that hasn't changed since day one here.
A few really high points for the season was the front row lockout for the very last race of Car of the Future.
It's those things where both cars are taking the first and second position, whether it's a race or a qualifying, is a cool feeling, I think, because everyone has contributed to that and you get the result for it.
Both our cars starting on the front row at Adelaide it's probably one of the photos that'll be forever circulated in the Car of the Future land, is the way that finished.
Pole positions, Will has really stepped it up this year.
Yeah, a lot to be proud of. I mean, 9 pole positions, some amazing qualifying lap records that I'll never forget.
He's executed so many laps so well, and he's just taken another step.
To have so many poles, some of them by some big margins, up to 3 4/10 of a second, was a huge buzz. And then to be able to convert some of that speed into some race-winning speed at Sandown in New Zealand was absolutely amazing, because we hadn't quite been there in race speed, but then to be able to turn that into some race speed in Darwin, have a 1-2 with Anton, Sandown, New Zealand, was very rewarding, I think, for the whole team.
Motorsport, there's naturally a lot of low moments because your emotions can change so quickly, and it's generally dictated by results.
I'd say Bathurst, my driver error, and to finish the year in Adelaide, with some driver errors on my front was certainly a low point.
You feel like the result you got is sort of not what you deserved or what you put the effort in, whether that's crash, pit stop, a mistake, things like that. You put all the effort in, you've done all the work, you're there, and then it's gone. Through the year, there's plenty of little low moments that happen, but you just sort of dig yourself out.
That's the only way you can bounce back from disappointments in this sport is to turn them into positive energy and to make sure you come back stronger from it.
It's the beauty of our sport. You qualify again the next day and you race again, so press on.
Yeah, so for 2023 to be able to continue the continuity that we've got, myself and Will, and then also Ludo and Anton, is really exciting.
A new year, obviously fresh start, new cars. We've finished the year on a decent high.
Hugely excited for 2023. I feel like it's a completely new chapter.
Our goals for 2023 are the same. Drivers' Championship, Teams' Championship, and it's a new beginning. It's an opportunity for us to be the team that wins the first Gen 3 race, that wins the first Gen 3 Championship.
We're not here to win every single races. We want to go racing thinking we can win. That's a massive difference. What I take out of this year and the last race is probably the biggest boost for next year with Anton, which is a calm and composed driver and a calm engineer, not overreacting and making sure that he's doing his best with the car he's got.
But it's exciting. Anytime there's a new challenge as an engineer, you've got to throw yourself into it, and I'm looking forward to the challenge.
We're always learning, and there's so much that we can still learn along the way, but some bits from this year is definitely, focus on some strategy stuff and focus on general performance around some of our racing, and definitely opportunity to be the first Gen 3 winning team.